Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the match between Elche and FC Barcelona. Barcelona is going to be playing away. The last time Barcelona played against Elche, they actually won at the Camp Nou, which was 3-2. So it was not the easiest game that Barcelona did play. Now, at that time, when Barcelona won 3-2 against Elche, Xavi was in charge. And we were in a phase where Barcelona needed to find their style. They needed to go back into a certain route. They needed to figure out what their identity was going to be, because this was back in, I believe, in December or in November, where again Barcelona did win 3-2. It was not the easiest game, but now going into this game against Elche away from home, Barcelona are going to be facing Elche, and Elche are going to be seeing a very different Barcelona, a Barcelona that looked very dominant within these past few months. You look at the type of wins Barcelona have displayed against Valencia, Athletic Club, Atletico Madrid. They have all been very dominant wins, and so Barcelona have found their path. They have found their style. They know where they want to go. You look at the past 2 years of Barcelona, they had no clue on what they wanted to be and where they wanted to go. And now going up against Elche, it's going to be just another chance, my friends, for them to show what direction they want to go to. And so we look at the squad list here. We can see that Barcelona do have all of their players available. Obviously, Ansu Fati is not there, but besides everything else, everybody is here. Now, the one thing that I do want to talk about really quick is this. Martin Braithwaite is not in the squad. Even though we know that he is fit, he is still not in the squad. And the reason why Martin Braithwaite is not there is because of technical decisions, which basically means is another way of saying Barcelona do not trust this player. They do not believe that he is good enough to be in the squad list no more. Now, we know that Martin Braithwaite has done very well in the past 2 years, but the level that Barcelona is going to, it is much higher, my friends. It's a good sign, right, for Barcelona, for the fans, to see that Barcelona are having higher demands, having higher self-worth. But at the same time, you do have to feel for someone like Martin Braithwaite, who has done so well at a very difficult moment for this club, and he has also acted very professionally. But everything does indicate that Martin Braithwaite is going to be leaving in the summer. We look at the signings that we made. We made the signings of Luke de Jong, Aubameyang, Ferran Torres, Adama Torre. There's just no way Martin Braithwaite can break into this starting 11 no more. And even with the potential signing of Erling Haaland that will be happening in the summer, it's like you have to tell Martin Braithwaite, look, you're going to have to pack your bags right now. There is no way you're going to be seeing any minutes, not even see the pitch by the start of next season. And so the one thing that I do have to say about Martin Braithwaite is going to be this. Thank you for your time. Thank you for acting as a professional, and especially throughout this difficult time that we have been through. But now we have to officially move forward. But now let's shift into a different conversation, right? Because now I do want to speak on Xavi speaking to the press that was held earlier today. And I do want to focus on just two things, because he did talk about various things, but I do want to talk about two different topics. Point number one, it is going to be about Pablo Torre, and point number two, it is going to be about Riqui Puig. Let's first talk about Pablo Torre. And Xavi has said this, and I quote, Pablo Torre will be in the first team dynamics, but it will be like it is with Abde and Jugla. When he cannot play with the first team because of the great competition, he will play in the B team. So this is just Xavi basically confirming that he is very well aware that Barcelona have signed Pablo Torre, that there are plans that they want to use this player within the first team. And to be very honest, I would not be surprised if we hear that Pablo Torre has greatly impressed within the preseason during the summer, and then we end up seeing Pablo Torre in the first team officially. Maybe it could go in the exact same route of Pedri, right? This is something that we have talked about before. Now, we know that Pablo Torre is a talented player. We know that this is a player that Xavi does greatly like. And here's the one thing that I do want to clarify about this player. Yesterday, I did say about Pablo Torre that he is a very clinical player, right? I did say that he is a much more clinical player compared to Pedri and Gavi. And what I do mean by this, right? I'm not saying that Pablo Torre is going to be better than Pedri or Gavi. The main reason why I said that is because of this, and I'm going to be clarifying what I did say. What I'm trying to say is that Pablo Torre is a player just like Pedri and Gavi, but his intentions is greater when it comes to scoring. Like, looking at his body language and what he wants to do on the pitch, he is very direct. His intentions is just much higher than Gavi and Pedri's. And that's a great thing to hear, right? Barcelona need a midfielder that wants to score, that wants to take the set pieces, that wants to take the penalties, that wants to take long shots, because that is only going to make Barcelona even stronger, because that is also what Pablo Torre is. He is someone who is very good at long shots, set pieces. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how Xavi does use this player and what he might become. And here's also the last thing that I do want to say. Every time we do hear Xavi speak about his Barcelona players, right? Every time we do hear him on the press, it's like a breath of fresh air, because every time he speaks, you can just get a sense, right, that he is building a real sporting project, something that has been taken away from us over the past 3 to 4 years. And the fact that Barcelona have signed yet again another rising young star like Pablo Torre, that is a sign, my friends. That is proof that Barcelona are navigating their way through this, that they want to sign these youngsters and build them into something great, because they, Barcelona, do have a great plan. And now I do want to move on towards Riqui Puig, because because many of us are asking what happened to this player. Why are we not seeing any minutes for Riqui Puig? And it does say here, according to Xavi, and I quote, Riqui Puig has a lot of competition, really fierce competition, and I feel bad about not being able to give him any minutes. There's Pedri, Nico, Xavi, and Frankie. So many of us knew this already. We knew that these players like Xavi, Pedri, Nico, Frankie, they have all stepped up their game. They have all improved their game. We have seen what happened in the past month. These players are in a much different level. And now with these players going up against Elche, we should expect to see Frankie, Nico, Xavi, Pedri all show up and bring up a great show and be very effective. But you know what's so interesting about this whole thing is that if you actually pay attention to what Xavi is saying and how he said it, you can just see that Xavi is very faithful and dedicated to his route on where he does want to go. Because if you notice what he did say when he said, I feel bad about not being able to give him more minutes, it just shows you that yes, he likes Riqui Puig, but in the end, if he does not give what Xavi is demanding for, then Riqui Puig is not going to play. So really pay attention to how Xavi is saying it, because that is the cost of building a great team. You have to be dedicated on where you want to go, even if that does mean that certain players have to take that step down and you have to decrease those minutes. And we have always said that Riqui Puig is a great player, but he does not even come close to players like Pedri, Xavi, and Frankie and Nico at this very moment. And especially with the emergence of Pablo and Kessie coming in, could we actually see Riqui Puig leave in the summer of 2022? Now, who knows? Maybe tomorrow we see Puig receive some minutes, he puts out a world-class performance against Elche, and then everything and the conversation changes. You never know. But as of now, Xavi has made it very clear that he does prefer players like Pedri, Nico, Xavi, and Frankie over Riqui Puig. Now, lastly, I do want to speak about the starting 11 and what we could expect to see, because right now everything is being nitpicked, everything is being fine-tuned, because that is what is supposed to happen when you are rebuilding a squad. You do need to tweak some things, and so we should expect to see very different things in terms of the positioning, who's going to be starting, and the roles of these players. And these players did train earlier today. There were smiles, everybody was happy, and so we should expect to see a very great Barcelona team show up against Elche tomorrow night. And keep in mind, Elche is a team that is considered as one of the worst teams in La Liga that has shots on target per 90. So we should expect to see Barcelona be very offensive, get as much goals as they can, because they don't have too much to worry about defensively. So here is going to be the starting 11 that we could see. We should expect to see Ter Stegen in goal, Dest as the right back, Piqué and Araujo as the center back duo, Alba as the left back, Busquets, Pedri and Xavi in the midfield, Adama Torre on the right wing, Aubameyang as the striker, and Memphis Depay as the left winger. I do expect Xavi to rest and rotate a lot of these players because, like he did say during the press conference, we are going to be playing a total of 5 games in a span of 2 weeks. And so the substitutions that we should expect to see, and for sure, is going to be Frankie coming in for either Xavi or Pedri, or maybe even Busquets, and then Dembele coming in for either Memphis or Adama, and then Dani Alves coming in for Serginho Dest. These are going to be the main 3 substitutions we should expect to see tomorrow night, which is again going to be Frankie, Dembele, and Alves. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona daily news and pre-match preview. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.